System of Equations Unit Quiz. Are you as ready to be done with this stuff as I am? Because I am ready. As the thumbnail for this YouTube video shows, there is so much going on in this unit, it's tough to even just fit on one page. Honestly, it took me a long time to figure out how do I squeeze in that inequality next to all of the, the solving with substitution and elimination and graphing and parallel lines and intersecting lines. So let's dive right in and say goodbye to this unit that we have hopefully conquered by the end out there, that you've done all these assignments. I know I have. Because it's combining everything, I mean, it's just like a buffet. You're just getting a little taste of each of these things. If you want more elimination problems for some reason, go back and do more of those in that assignment. More substitution, go back there. If you want harder elimination problems, go back to that assignment. For this, it's just like one little taste of each kind of food before you leave and go to a different kind of buffet place. All right, there's a food analogy for you in the morning. Number one, the graph shows a system of equations with lines that, remember this assignment. You simply just had to say, hey, they intersect. How many times? One. You don't even have to put where they intersect or even know that that's a solution. It's like looking back on yourself and like, oh, I was a baby then. Life was so much simpler. After you've like gone away to college and worked and had to pay bills. That's definitely a elimination and substitution. Same thing here. Oh, look at those lines. They're parallel. They never cross, so they have no solutions. Oh, looking back weeks when that was just us doing that assignment. So young, so innocent. Then we got to this kind of problem where it was right in the beginning of some of the older ones where we just had to simply say, okay, which equation had a variable isolated, 1 or 2? Oh, that was equation 1. Which one is by itself? X, because it's x equals. These were the very nice assignments that I put in these problems to give you some buffer before we did the full-on substitution and then the full-on elimination. Because this one was, oh yeah, these x's are almost canceling. We just got to make one of these a plus sign. The y's aren't close to canceling. So the x is going to be easier, but it is going to take one step to change all the signs in a line and make it a positive 4x to cancel with a negative 4x. Moving right along. The table. One of the few problems that I really did use the table function of this Desmos calculator. Let's remind ourselves, because it's been a while. I could plug in the left equation on top. All right, it doesn't really matter what you do as far as the order of these, as long as you are consistent with it. So like if I put the second equation top, just make sure you know which equation matches up. In general, I recommend doing it in this order just because it feels like it's more intuitive to me. All right. And then we are going to hit this button up there, this little gear, and then hit the table button. While the other one's loading, I'm going to change this from 0 to 3. So on the left side. And again, my graphing calculator back in class, which I will teach you if we are back there when you're watching this video. Or I guess I would have already taught it at this point. It's nice because it just shows every single possible x value and you just scroll down. You don't have to manually put that in like you do for this. Okay. All right, so 0 to 4, I can really just focus on 0 to 3, and then I'm just copying. So I've got negative 4, negative 2. Notice I'm just copying vertically from the correct equation. It's nice that it tells you which equation it is still up there. And then I got 0, 2, and then over here I've got 11, 8, 5, 2. Where does it overlap? The two combine to be the same at the point 3, 2 matches 3, 2. So in parentheses, we're going to have to put 3, comma, 2. Okay. There you go. And then number 6, it says solve by graphing. Great. So no more tables for this one. Now we just input our equations and see where they cross. The easiest way to do any two equations. Wonder if you'd been tempted out there, maybe you have, just use this a little bit more than you were told to. I'll never know if you did it from afar, But I will say again, it's good to know all of the methods of solving these equations, as you will have many a time when you're doing different tests for math placement in your life where you are not given a calculator for this exact reason. They want you to write out all the steps. Like for this one. Sure, I could type these equations in and see where the graphs cross, but I am going to do myself a favor, and I'm really going to follow the directions here and use substitution to solve this problem. Reminder that this equation down here is in standard form, so I need to rewrite that. But instead of y, I'm going to plug in what y equals in parentheses. So negative 17 minus 2x. Blue matches blue. And then I complete my equation equals 19. Oh man. This stuff it's soothing for me to do, honestly, but it's a little tedious to teach. And I know how many people out there, they really struggle with this computation. So my heart does go out to you still. And it's why I give you so few of these problems. 3 times negative 17. You could use your graphic calculator if you need to for that. That is negative 51. And then a positive 3 times a negative 2x is a negative 6x. That still equals 19. Then we combine like terms. Negative 4x and negative 6x make negative 10x. We've still got my negative 51 chilling here. Add to both sides. Little sad me, action. So much sad me in this unit. 70 divided by negative 10. And I get that x is going to be negative 7. And then I just plug it in because I know y equals negative 17 minus 2x. So I'm going to show you that in the calculator, closing this in 3, 2, 1, go. So I know that I've got x is negative 7, comma. So then check it out. I can just type in, since y equals negative 17 minus 2x, I can just write negative 17 minus 2 and then plug in x for x. And it just spits out that y is negative 3. And let me just check this here. All right, so does negative 3 equal negative 17 minus 2? Yep, we just did that one. How about this one? Actually, let's just show you. Negative 4 times x plus 3 times y. We need that to equal 19, and it does. So, boom, we know we're right. Whether you had a calculator, that's a graphing one, or whether you just had a little handheld one and you're at a desk, you could hit check, check, and know you got it right. All right, second to last problem is elimination. A nice, fun little line it up. 3 and 3 make 6. The y's cancel. Negative 1x and negative 1x make negative 2x. Whew. Sad me, divide by negative 2. X is negative 3. And then we know that's our first. To get our second, we could plug it in. Oh, I like that these x's are negative because it's going to make plugging it in really easy. Let's use the one that only has one negative. So negative x plus y is 3. A negative and a negative make a positive 3 plus y is 3. Oh, I'm going to subtract 3 from each side. Y is 3 minus 3 is 0. This one will be really easy to check. 3 plus 0 is 3, and this becomes 3 minus 0 is also 3. Yep. Wow. That's one if you're guessing and checking. You really could have probably done that one. All right, negative 3, 0. Goodbye substitution. Goodbye elimination. Elimination, you're my more favorite of the two, but don't tell substitution. Don't want to hurt their feelings. And finally, let's end with what we just did. Using our graphic calculator, we know that these are both going to be dotted because they are non-equal to inequalities. That's just a greater than, and this is a less than. And we remember that, oh yeah, black and red make a, I don't know, a darker red. So let's go to this gear button. Let's change this black to blue. Now I can click on the blue and see that my shadings on the right is 4, 5. It looks like the first one. Let's make sure top, not dotted, left, not dotted, not dotted. Yeah, we're right. Okay. There you go. We are done and done and done with our system of equations, including inequalities. It has been an honor and a pleasure to teach this to each of you. This is the kind of concept that I would really hope that somehow on YouTube people can find who aren't even in my class, because I think these explanations would help if you need additional ideas of how to solve some of these things. And I remember being in class being very frustrated by like elimination and substitution, and you just sometimes need a different teacher's perspective. And if somebody's out there, especially if maybe they're homeschooled, they need a video. Hopefully they could find these. I have no idea, but at least they'll help my students. So if you're homeschooled out there and you're finding this, what up? My name's Dylan. It's a pleasure to walk you through this. If you're one of my own students, congrats. I'll see you in class, hopefully, assuming we're back from this quarantine time soon. Take care, and best wishes in all that you do. Bye-bye.